Hi, welcome to the Dahlhouse into 2017. I hope everyone is having a happy new year so far. I think it's going to end up being a good new year for us. We had some unexpected medical expenses in 2016, and we finally, we had insurance, but you know how that goes. We still had some out of pocket quite a bit, had to do the whole payment plan with the hospital, and we got all that paid off right away at the beginning of this year, so it feels like we're starting with a clean slate. We also got news the mine is opening again, which actually doesn't mean a whole lot for us because Darren had just applied for and received his severance. But anytime the local economy is doing good, doing well, it's a good thing. So we're happy about that. I have quite a bit to show you today, so I'm just gonna jump right in. I'll start with my shirt, with the fitness stuff, just because that'll be the quickest. I'm into the second week of hammer and chisel. I still really like this program a lot. I'm past the startup soreness now and kind of getting into the swing of things. This is my second round with this, and I'm doing a couple things different this time. Last time I did not have the extra deluxe workouts. I do now because when Hammer and Chisel was added to the BOD member library, those workouts were included. So I'm incorporating the extra workouts with the schedule this time. And I'm also eating quite a bit more. The first round I had done calculations to eat to maintain my weight, and I was kind of surprised at how much food it was. So I ran the calculation for leaning out and split the difference between the two. And this time around, I actually calculated to build muscle, to gain weight, and it's a lot of food. In the last go around, I was kind of intimidated by that, but I'm gonna go for it this time. I haven't actually been able to eat as much as I should to hit the goal range, but I figure, as long as I'm eating quality food and I'm full, then that's fine. I don't feel hungry at all. I'm not eating garbage out of desperation, so I think I'm in a good spot. And if I really want to hit those calorie goals, I'm going to have to become better at meal prepping. It's just too much to wing it. It needs to be ready to go and just eat it. So I need to get in that mindset where I need to. Because what I usually do is whatever's left over from supper is in the fridge, and I eat that combined with a lot of raw fruits and veggies, but there's just not enough leftovers. There's just not. So I need to get in the mindset of cook more at a time so it's ready to go. So a minor adjustment, but I'm feeling pretty good about where I'm at with that. So I think that's it fitness-wise. Oh, my BOD All Access finally unlocked. It took a long time. There was a pretty big demand for it, and it took longer than expected. So I'm excited to try some new stuff once I finish Hammer and Chisel. So yeah, I think I can move on to the crafting stuff. I started following a fiber artist on Instagram, and her photos are amazing, which is crazy. It is hard to take pictures of wool, spinning fiber. The way light hits it, it's really hard to do, but her pictures are amazing, and it ended up costing me a little bit of money because I saw this. It's so pretty. I've never seen sparkle in a top before, and I just love the colors. This is Gold Rush colorway created by LCB, and I don't know, it's so pretty. I just had to classify it as an early birthday present and order it. This is merino, and it's so soft. And when I was at her shop, I have heard tales of when you find a dyer that is just in tune with you, you love everything they do. And I haven't found that yet. There are some dyers that I really like some of their colorways, but others I'm just kind of meh. I loved everything in her shop. Every single colorway was just amazing. This Gold Rush colorway is a repeatable colorway. This is a one-of-a-kind colorway, so I had to snap it up. It's called Dreamcatcher. And what is this? This is Targi. Again, created by LCB. She had so many things in there. She has a colorway called Old Birch Tree, which is just super pretty, and one is called Wine Barrel, I think. Oh, I just love it. So I'm gonna have to avoid Etsy for a while because there's a lot of temptation there, and I'm gonna have to stay off Instagram for a while too. Let's see, what else do I have to show you? Got these for Christmas. New interchangeable cables to replace the 2 that I broke. Yes, yes, very excited about that. My mom ordered these for me.
Poopy.
Oh no. Guess I'm gonna have to make this quick. We've got some poopy pants here. Got little stitch markers too. There's a ball of yarn with needles, a sweater, and a skein of yarn. So that's just fun little doodads to make crafting more fun. Are you okay, honey? Sorry, got super distracted there. But now that the gift giving season has wound down, I'm able to actually, oh thank you, work on some stuff for myself. I finished Sophie's socks. She didn't like them at first, but I think she likes them now. I had them on the table so they'd be handy for this recording, and she ran off with them. So I posted a pattern, well not a pattern, but more like a recipe. It assumes some basic sock knowledge. I wouldn't recommend it for like a beginner trying to follow along because it's pretty general instructions. But Darren teases me, he was noticed while I was making these that don't they look like something the Grinch would wear? So we're calling these Sophie's Whobilation socks. When she visits Whoville, she can wear her little Grinch socks. And uh-oh, thank you. So yeah, the pattern for my Grinch socks are on my last blog post. I'll link that up. I've been working on a crochet project. Oh boy. Can we go play with that someplace else? Go show Ainsley. This is handspun yarn I did a long time ago. You can't really see the depth of the color in there, but it's from one of my most favorite bats I've ever spun, and it had wool, angora, alpaca, silk, sparkle. There may have even been some camel down in there, I'm not sure, but little bits of everything. And there's green, different shades of blue, there's some yellow, orange. I just loved everything about this bat, and I made a 3-ply yarn with it, spun on supported spindles, and the yarn's just been sitting waiting for I hope that music's not too loud, for a perfect project. And I started one, but there wasn't enough yarn, so I ripped it out, and that was about a year ago I started that project. I really like the stitch pattern, I really like the fabric, but there just wasn't enough yarn for that project. So I've started what I hope will be a skirt, and it's crocheted. This is what I have so far. And I have to tell you, I love to crochet with my hand spun because of the way the colors work out. What is it called now? Optical blending. If you had a large circle of yellow and a large circle of blue side by side, you would see them distinctly as yellow and blue. But if you had a bunch of yellow and blue little circles all mixed up, from a distance you would see it as green. And what crochet does is it kind of takes the little dots and puts them back together in a big dot. So I can kind of show you, like here, this yellow spot. If this was knit, it would just be like a narrow band of yellow, and it would be lost, it would be more blended. But when you crochet, especially with the taller stitches, like this is mostly, well, it's all double crochet, but some front post, some fan type stitches, but the taller stitches makes the color kind of pool together more, and you can see them more distinctly, which which I really like, and I wanted to show you. This is another handspun yarn I did. You wouldn't believe it if you saw the braid I started with. It had the most striking contrasts, neon colors, craziness. But for some reason, I decided to use this top to see how thin I could spin. So this is a 3-ply yarn, which means there are 3 individual threads in that one yarn. So the colors really got broken up, and it ends up with just kind of a purplish cast gray yarn. And I wanted to see if I could, I know there's one spot where there's a band of purple silk that I found it earlier. Okay, well, oh, here it is. Perfect. Of course, the sun went behind the clouds. You're not going to see it now, but see, there's purple there, but from a distance you don't really see it because it's such a small amount. It blends in and just kind of makes an overall color and not individual pops. And yeah, something you learn with experience, I guess. But I guess I can tell you a little bit about this project while I'm here. This is going to be a cardigan, and the pattern was actually gifted to me. It's, what is it called? Postcard? Yeah. On Ravelry, there's kind of like a, I don't want to say tradition, but a practice of Giving Tuesday, where you just gift a pattern or whatever to whoever. And one of the groups I was in kind of got into that Gifting Tuesday, and so a Ravelry friend of mine gifted this pattern to me, and I cast it on, could it be 2 years ago now? That seems a lot, but I don't know, when I started this pattern, there's only one size, and they're kind of counting on it being a lace open work for it to fit a multitude of sizes. And when I started it, I was a lot heavier, and I kind of lost steam because I was afraid it would be too small. Now I'm afraid it's gonna be too big, and I just need to buckle down and get it done, because I really want to see it done. I really want to wear it, especially since it was a gift. I feel like, you know, I need to do this, but this will be one of the things I get to now that all my Christmas knitting and stuff is over with. Let's see, what else do I have? Oh yes, I've been working on some spinning too. My sweater spin. The school bus is always late. And I don't dare send the kids out later because I know the one time I do, the bus will be on time and I will have to drive them to school. So what I've been doing is I send them out to the bus, and then I stand at the window and spin while I wait for the bus to come. Our bus stop is right across from the house, so I can watch them the whole time. This is all I have left of the 3rd drum carded bat. So I've spun almost 2 bats since I last showed you this project. So I'm up to this much plus what's on the spindle, and having to fight really hard the urge to ply it and just see what's here. But my spinning has been pretty variable, so I want to get as much singles done as I can so I can really mix it up and try to get a good consistent final yarn. But I have 4 rather large containers of hand carded wool to spin after this, so I'm going to be spinning for this for quite some time. But I'm happy to get back to that. I was feeling kind of guilty watching it just sit there in the basket collecting dust. And the last thing, I gotta show you this. The kids bring home book orders from school quite a bit. I remember them as a kid, they were great. And what I have them do is circle what they're interested in, and I usually pick 1 or 2 books that they like, and if there's something I think that they should have, I order that. And I ordered this for Lainey. She's 7. She's been knitting on and off for years now. So I just thought it would be the cutest thing. And it came with knitting needles too. So all you need to really get started is yarn. It has basic instructions, and she was kind of excited about it. She's starting right now. She's making a little chick. These are just super basic shapes. So that's the little chick she's making. She's only ever just knit straight. So for her chick, she's had to learn to increase and decrease. So she's got the first half done. She needs to make another half and sew them together. But it's really exciting to see her learn something. She says, I like the decreases. So, I don't know, I guess it was worthwhile. And the lamb is really cute. Like, whatever, even if she only knits one thing out of it, it was fun. But there are some useful things in here. It has cast on instructions, knitting instructions, decrease, increase, and common problems. Like, it shows you how to deal with a dropped stitch, which is good. And it also kind of introduces charts, which they're nothing fancy about them, just little dots to show you the number of stitches. But it's a good introduction to reading charts, so when she gets more advanced, it's not a big shock. I don't know, I do both charts and written instructions. I find charts a whole lot easier in most applications. So yeah, I guess I have a diaper to change, and I will talk to you later.